Cardoso with the miss. Angel Reese picks it up, what she's good at. Getting another offensive rebound. She says, give me that. How about another? Persistence trying to pay off. Jones gets a piece. Angel Reese won't give up. Jones with another block.
What an embarrassment. What an absolute embarrassment.
What if I told you Chicago Sky fans just time traveled from Angel Reese is the future to someone please refund our sanity? And it happened faster than her plus-minus nosedived into WNBA infamy. This isn't just a stat sheet disaster, it's an existential crisis. People aren't just side-eyeing her performance. They're questioning their allegiance, their team, maybe even their entire belief system. Did the Sky draft the next big thing? Or did they just recruit a human turnover tsunami? Strap in, because this isn't basketball anymore. It's a full-blown emotional roller coaster with no brakes.
He's picking up right where she left off, breaking more WNBA records, but unfortunately for Sky fans, it came in the form of a loss, 99-74. The Chicago Sky, you're seeing that right.
Chicago Sky fans aren't just panicking, they've gone DEFCON 1, and it's not because of bad weather. No sir, this storm's name is Angel Reese, and she's dribbling straight into disaster. The realization's hitting harder than a buzzer beater. They didn't draft a rising star, they might have drafted a live-action turnover in designer kicks. The meltdown's so epic, you'd swear the team mistook a traffic cone for a power forward. And instead of moving it off the court, they handed it a jersey and rolled out the red carpet.
A true crash out in the Angel Reese congregation. The Angel Reese congregation is losing their minds. The podcasters are losing their minds. I have seen video comments. The fans of Chicago are trying to fire the coach. They're now finally calling out Angel Reese for her lack of fundamental skills. And after we witnessed what we witnessed last night in that one specific clip, holy Lord, it is getting...
Let's talk about a stat line so brutal, it should come with a trigger warning. Angel Reese didn't just post the worst plus-minus in the WNBA. She set a new standard for statistical collapse. This isn't a slump, it's a historic nosedive. Fans aren't sure if they're watching a rookie forward or a secret agent sent to sabotage from within. Is she hooping or hosting a masterclass in how to ghost your own box score? At this point, she's not chasing stats. She's out here power washing them off like it's spring cleaning at rock bottom. And just when you thought the chaos had peaked, enter the fans, now armed with sarcasm sharper than a crossover. One savage quipped, tried to buy an Angel Reese jersey online, but it wouldn't go in the basket either. That punchline's hitting harder than her field goals. And that's saying something. Another fan dropped the mic. Can't wait for her to pull the race card because we noticed she defends like a confused traffic cone. Yikes. When your own supporters are flame grilling you harder than your opponents, and the roast tweets are racking up more stats than your offense. That's not criticism. That's a digital funeral.
Look, we gotta be honest about Angel Reese here. We've gotta be honest. She can't score layups. That's a fact.
The real tragedy? This isn't some dramatic crash and burn. It's been a slow, spiraling nosedive from day one, like a plane that never really left the runway. Remember last season when Angel Reese mysteriously vanished down the stretch? Poof, off the radar. And what did the Chicago Sky do? Oh right, they started winning. It's like she's not just a player, she's a reverse Lucky Charm. Put her on the court, and the scoreboard starts crying. Bench her, and suddenly the team finds rhythm, flow, and actual points. Who knew the key to victory was subtraction?
Did Angel Reese break? I didn't say it was a good record. I never said that. Shout out to you, Priceless. I missed this. Historically bad shootings with a E emoji. Angel Reese goes 0 for 7 from within 4 feet of the basket to tie most misses from that distance in the WNBA over the past 10 seasons.
What's truly mind-blowing is that Angel Reese didn't tiptoe into the W. She burst in with the force of a Marvel trailer drop, all swagger, sound bites, and sky-high self-hype. The talk was big, the ego bigger, and now, we're staring at a player logging 32 minutes with the on-court presence of a folding chair at a cookout. Like, sis, are you playing basketball or just out there collecting cardio? She passes to teammates like passing is optional. You've got 4 players on the perimeter waving like stranded tourists in a blackout, and she's out here chucking bricks like she's training to be a mason. And not just any bricks, we're talking industrial-grade, soul-crushing, rim-denting cinder blocks. Every drive to the paint feels like an OSHA violation waiting to happen. Fans aren't cheering, they're ducking for cover. Some desperate souls are even begging for her to hit the bench again, just so their eyeballs can survive 4 quarters. But hey, maybe we're all missing the point. Maybe Angel Reese isn't underperforming. Maybe she's a misunderstood genius. A philosopher disguised as a power forward. Maybe this isn't basketball, it's existential art. A live experiment to see how far you can push the definition of impact before it becomes a punchline. Or maybe, just maybe, she's still trapped in the fantasy that stat padding on a sinking ship equals greatness. But here's the cold truth. You can't pad stats when your numbers aren't soft. They're jagged, hostile, like if raw data had fists and came swinging.
So much last year that this was a player that was on the level of Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark has a bad day, goes 11, 6, and 4, foul trouble. Angel Reese on the same day has the worst day.
And then there's the media circus, the PR shield that pops up every time someone dares whisper a critique. She's young. She needs time. She's learning. Cute. Except there are rookies in this league actually learning, and their stat lines don't look like corrupted Excel files. This isn't about age, it's about evolution. It's about a player who came in with more tweets than training, more clout than court sense, expecting the world to ignore the fact that she's out here hooping like a YMCA walk-in. And the body language? Woof. It's all written across her face. The frustration, the sulking, the dramatic eye rolls. Like a teenager mad they got grounded mid-TikTok. Where's the grit? The growth? The humility you'd expect after getting cooked by players who don't even have their own sneaker line? Instead, we keep getting that same hollow confidence with zero receipts. If confidence without competence was an Olympic sport, Angel Reese would be standing center podium, gold medal in hand. And we haven't even touched the defense. Actually, what defense? She guards players like she's on a casual neighborhood walk. Opponent driving to the basket? Good luck, queen. Wide open shooter? Let me strike a pose real quick. Her defensive rotations are so late, AOL dial-up just sent her a pity card. She contests shots like she's afraid of commitment, and when someone breezes past her, she jogs back like she's window shopping on a Sunday afternoon.
I hate to see it, honestly. Like, I wish her stats was better. Honestly, I really wish her stats was better, so I'll be like, word, definitely a Caitlin Clark competition, let's go. But you really not doing me or anybody else that wants you to do good any kind of favors with stat lines like this.
Cardoso with the miss. Angel Reese picks it up, what she's good at. Getting another offensive rebound. She says, give me that. How about another? Persistence trying to pay off. Jones gets a piece. Angel Reese.
Great rebounder. Pass the ball. That's all you got to do. Get assists. You be like the double-double of assists and rebounds. You ain't got to worry about the points. Have your teammates score. I don't understand. I ain't hating. It would be a lovely fucking competition, you know?
But hey, credit where it's due. At least the fans are finally waking up. Slowly. Painfully. Like realizing your favorite band's been lip-syncing the whole tour. The same crowd that once chanted Reese SCN is now flooding the timeline with bench her before she breaks the scoreboard. That's not just a turn. That's a full-on betrayal arc straight out of a drama series. The reversal is historic. Chicago Sky fans are bailing on their chosen one faster than she fumbles a fast break. Even the merch section? Ghost town. That's when you know the hype train has officially derailed. Meanwhile, the Sky front office is sweating through their suits, watching the PR equivalent of a car crash, in slow motion, on national television. They didn't draft a game changer. They drafted a headline. And now that headline's turning into a horror story. Every time Angel touches the ball, the tension in the arena spikes like it's a horror movie. She's gonna shoot. Oh God, she's actually gonna shoot. Should she? Absolutely not. Will it go in? Only if heaven's in a generous mood. And now the fractures are leaking into the locker room. Don't fall for the forced smiles and scripted post-game interviews. Chemistry doesn't lie. And nothing poisons team energy like one player hogging the rock, bricking bunnies, ignoring open teammates, and blaming everyone but herself that it's not the system. It's not the refs. It's not the coach. Sometimes the answer hits harder than any stat line. It's you.
Become a rebound merchant, she would get a lot less criticism. This rivalry would also be a lot better because the two could compete. And if she doesn't start improving basketball-wise, there's not going to be much of a rivalry left because Caitlin Clark has owned her so far.
And before anyone whips out the tired, but she brings fans to the game defense. Sure, so does a clown at a birthday party. But eventually, people stop clapping for balloon animals and start asking for basketball. Hype doesn't hang banners. Substance does. And right now, the only thing Angel Reese is serving up is premium-grade, all-natural, unfiltered frustration that it's a shame, really. The league could have used her fire, that charisma, that spark, that star power. But what we got? A walking TikTok reel with zero highlight-worthy footage. A viral machine without a single viral moment worth keeping. Every game she suits up for isn't just a matchup. It's a cautionary tale, a masterclass in how not to transition to the pros. And the scariest part, this might only be Act 1. If there's no course correction, no growth, no self-awareness, no accountability, then buckle up. Because this spiral isn't slowing down, it's accelerating. The fans already see it. The coach definitely feels it. And the opponents? Oh, they're circling like sharks, smelling blood in the paint. Every time Angel Reese steps onto that court, she's not just facing defenders. She's wrestling with the weight of her own hype. Hype she created. Comparisons she fed. Expectations she welcomed with open arms. And now, they're boomeranging back at her with full force. Because here's the truth no PR team can spin. The WNBA doesn't care about your social media presence. It cares about your presence on the scoreboard. And right now, Angel Reese's numbers are screaming louder than her fans ever could.
The beef between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese let this fact sink in. If Reese didn't miss her layups and become a rebound merchant, she would get a lot less criticism. This rivalry would also be a lot better because the two could compete. And if she...
So what's next? Where does Chicago go from here? The truth is, tough choices are on the table. Bench time, trade rumors, maybe even a crash course in self-awareness. Because you can only watch a brick wall crumble on itself so many times before realizing this wasn't a building. It was a facade. Angel Reese stormed into the WNBA with every spotlight on her, and now she's showing us exactly what happens when hype crashes headfirst into cold, hard reality. The real question, will she rise up and rewrite this story, or keep dragging the sky down into the abyss? Spoiler alert, her fans aren't sticking around to see. They're already jumping ship. And oh, the plot thickens, or unravels, depending on which side you're on. Let's talk plus minus, the ultimate scoreboard truth serum that exposes the pros from the pretenders. Angel Reese somehow nailed the worst plus minus in the entire league. No joke. That stat is her reality checked out. You've got to go all in on being a liability. Offense ghosted, defense optional, team morale on life support. To hit numbers like that. This isn't just a bad game. This is performance art. A full-blown interpretive dance titled, Why Am I Even Here?
Last night, Angel Reese played 27 minutes. I think there's only 40 minutes in a pretend basketball game, which is 40 minutes too many. But in 27 minutes, Angel Reese had 12 rebounds, with 8 coming on the offensive end. 8 offensive rebounds. Angel Reese went 0 for 8 from the field and scored 2 points. 2 points in 27 minutes.